Tonight, let everything become quiet. Let the noise of the day move farther and farther away, like footsteps fading down a long road at dusk. Let your thoughts soften. Let your breathing become slower, easier, gentler. There is nowhere you need to go right now, nothing you need to solve, nothing you need to carry for this moment. Just rest here. And as you rest, imagine a soft evening sky above an ancient land. The light is fading slowly over gentle hills. The wind moves through olive trees with a hush so light it almost sounds like a whisper. The earth is still warm from the day, but the air has begun to cool. Small lamps are being lit in homes of stone. Sheep are settling in the distance. A quiet path stretches between villages, dusty and familiar, worn by many feet, many journeys, many prayers. And on that path Jesus walks. He does not hurry. He does not rush past the fields, or the fig trees, or the people who wait at doorways, watching the day come to its end. He walks with the steady peace of someone who is never late, never lost, never troubled by the fading light. Each step is simple, each step is calm, each step seems to say that peace does not need to race. Peace arrives gently. So just imagine him there, Jesus Christ, walking softly beneath the evening sky. His robe moves lightly with the breeze. Sandals touch the earth with quiet steps. The last golden light rests on his face. There is no strain in him, no fear, no confusion, only the deep and steady calm of someone who knows the heart of God fully and lives inside that love completely. And somehow, as he walks, the whole world around him seems to breathe more slowly. The trees are still, the birds settle, the air becomes tender, the road itself feels holy. You do not have to force the picture, just let it come gently, and if it fades, that is all right. Let it return in its own time, softly, like a dream arriving. Jesus keeps walking. Ahead of him is a small village. A few lights glow in the windows. Somewhere bread is baking. Somewhere water is being poured into clay cups. Somewhere a mother is gathering her child clothes before nightfall. Somewhere an old man sits outside his doorway, listening to the wind and remembering the years behind him. And Jesus comes near that village with the same tenderness he brings everywhere. He sees everything. He notices the people no one else notices. He feels the sorrow no one else sees. He knows the prayers no one else hears. He knows the tiredness people carry at the end of a long day. He knows the ache in bodies that have labored. He knows the quiet disappointments hidden behind ordinary faces. He knows the little fears that begin to grow when the sun goes down and the world becomes still enough to hear them. He knows, and still he walks gently, never in panic, never in coldness, never with a hard heart, only gently. Imagine now that you are there too. You are not far away, not watching from a great distance. You are nearby, walking at an easy pace behind him, or perhaps beside him, with the evening air around you and the soft dust under your feet. You do not need to speak. He does not require anything from you. He is not asking you to explain yourself. He is not demanding that you be stronger, better, more certain, more holy, more prepared. He lets you walk with him as you are, tired maybe, quiet maybe, heavy hearted maybe, restless maybe, as you are. And in his presence there is room to breathe. A little more slowly now, a little more deeply now, as if even your soul, which has been standing for so long, can finally sit down. The evening grows softer, the village sounds grow smaller. A dog barks in the distance and then stops. A door closes, a lantern flickers. The stars begin to appear, one by one, faint at first, then clearer, then steady and bright in the deepening sky. Jesus looks upward for a moment, not with worry, not with distance, but with quiet knowing. He made these stars. He knows their names. He knows the dark places between them. He knows how light shines in places that seem impossibly far away. And if he knows the stars, then surely he knows you too. Surely he knows your weariness. Surely He knows your thoughts before they fully form. Surely He knows the things you have tried to carry alone. Surely He knows what hurts and what lingers and what has been hard to release. He knows. And still His presence is gentle. The road bends slightly, passing near a grove of olive trees. Their branches twist in ancient shapes, silver green in the moonlight now rising. The leaves rustle softly, 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 and the sound is so calm that it seems to quiet even the inside of your mind. Jesus pauses near the trees. He places one hand lightly on the rough bark of a trunk, as though blessing the stillness of the night. He breathes in the cool air. He is completely at peace here, completely present, completely unafraid of silence. That is one of the beautiful things about Jesus. He is not afraid of silence. He does not need to fill every moment with words. He does not fear the quiet places. He does not run from stillness. He can stand beneath a dark sky with only the sound of leaves and wind and distant animals, and he is at home there. And perhaps tonight you can be at home there too, just for a little while, just here in this quiet place. The olive trees stand around you like old watchful friends. The ground is cool. The night air touches your face. Somewhere nearby there is the faint scent of earth and leaves and dry grass settling under the stars. Jesus steps forward again and finds a large flat stone near the grove. He sits down upon it, not as a king upon a throne, but as a companion at rest after a long day. The moonlight lays silver across the folds of his robe. His face is peaceful. His eyes are kind and clear. And when he looks at you, it is with full compassion. No disappointment, no impatience, no cold distance, only compassion. The kind of compassion that sees all the hidden parts of a person and does not turn away. He knows the moments you wish had gone differently. He knows the words you wish you had not said. He knows the fears that repeat in your thoughts at night. He knows the private sadnesses. He knows the longings. He knows the tired hope you still carry, even after hard things. He knows all of it, and his gaze remains gentle. Stay there for a while in that gaze, not analyzing, not defending, not hiding, just resting. The night deepens, and Jesus begins to speak, but his voice is soft, low, calm, not loud in the air, but quiet in the heart. It is the kind of voice that does not startle, the kind of voice that lets frightened things come out of hiding, the kind of voice that makes children sleepy and storms feel far away. He speaks of the Father. He speaks of love that does not fail. He speaks of the kingdom of God not as something harsh and distant, but as something near, living, breathing, growing quietly like seeds in the earth. He speaks of sparrows that are seen, lilies that are clothed in beauty, lost ones who are sought, burdens that do not need to be carried alone. He speaks as if heaven is not frantic, as if truth is not sharp and cruel, as if holiness itself is warm with mercy. And everything in you begins to loosen a little. The places that have been clenched begin to soften. The places that have been bracing begin to rest. The places that have been awake too long begin to feel drowsy in peace. Jesus does not hurry his words. He leaves room between them. He lets quiet settle after each thought, like dew gathering on grass. He says that the weary may come. He says that the burdened may come. He says that the thirsty may come. He says that the little ones may come. Again and again, his invitation is open. Come, come and rest. Come and receive. Come and be held in mercy. Come and stop striving for one little while. Come and remember that you are loved before you achieve, before you fix, before you understand. Come. The leaves above you whisper in the wind. The stars seem brighter now, and your breathing grows even slower. You listen as Jesus tells a story, because he often teaches through stories, and even now, in the stillness of night, stories rise from him with ease. He speaks of a shepherd walking out into the hills when one sheep is missing. 99 remain, but one is gone, and the shepherd does not say, "It is too late," or "too dark," or "too inconvenient." No, the shepherd goes. He walks through the dim places. He listens for the smallest sound. He keeps searching. He does not forget the one. And when he finds that sheep, trembling or tangled or exhausted, he does not scold it for getting lost. He lifts it carefully. He carries it close. He brings it home with joy. Jesus tells the story simply, tenderly. And maybe tonight, without forcing the thought, you begin to feel that you are that sheep held safely against the shepherd's shoulders. Not because you have earned it, not because you found your own way perfectly, but because his love goes out searching, because his mercy lifts, because his strength carries. Rest in that for a moment. Carried, not pushed, not dragged, carried. The kind of safety that does not depend on your own remaining strength. Jesus falls quiet again, and the silence is full, not empty, full of peace, full of presence, full of everything that does not need to announce itself. A little while later he rises, and you rise too. He begins walking once more, but now the path leads away from the village and toward open hillside. The moon is higher, the stones on the ground shine pale under its light. Wild grasses sway softly, the night is cool and kind around you. You walk with him, no pressure, no destination you need to manage, no fear of getting it wrong, just walking. Every now and then Jesus turns his face slightly, as if listening to sounds far away, perhaps to the wind, perhaps to the cries of those who are suffering, perhaps to the prayers of people asleep behind stone walls. He carries awareness of all things, yet remains untroubled. Deeply moved, yes. Deeply loving, yes. But never panicked, never scattered. What a comfort that is, to be near one who sees everything and is still at peace. To be near one who understands pain and is still full of gentleness. To be near one whose heart is wide enough to hold the sorrows of the world without becoming hard. The hillside opens before you. From there you can see small clusters of homes in the distance, their lights dim now, many already dark. The world is falling asleep. The roads are empty. The fields are resting. Even the animals are quiet. And Jesus stands looking over it all with compassion. He loves these sleeping homes. He loves the worried mother. He loves the sick child. He loves the lonely fisherman. He loves the old widow awake in the night. He loves the young man filled with questions. He loves the labourer whose hands are worn and cracked. He loves the ones who believe easily and the ones who struggle. He loves the ones who know they need him and the ones who have not yet understood. He loves. His love moves across the land like soft light, and somehow you know that same love rests on you too, not in theory, not as a distant idea, but here, now, quietly. The breeze passes again, cool across your face. You hear the faint sound of insects in the grass. You hear your own breath. You hear nothing else you need to answer. Jesus begins descending the far side of the hill, and the path becomes narrower now, lined with low stones and patches of herbs growing wild. There is thyme in the air, and dry grass, and the faint smell of water from a stream not far away. The night is so peaceful that even the smallest details seem wrapped in tenderness. He comes at last to the stream. It is narrow and clear, moving over stones with a silver sound beneath the moon. He kneels there and touches the water lightly with his hand. Rings spread outward, widening, widening, then disappearing. The stream continues its soft song. Jesus sits beside the water. You settle nearby, and for a long time nothing is said. This is not an empty pause. This is healing quiet, the kind of quiet that reminds the body it is safe, the kind of quiet that lets the heart stop performing, the kind of quiet that tells the mind it may rest now. Jesus looks at the stream as it passes over stone, never fighting, never rushing beyond its own course, just moving steadily, softly, faithfully through the night. And maybe in the stillness you sense what his presence is like water to thirst, like shade to heat, like shelter to the worn out, like a hand laid gently on a troubled heart. No force, just peace. Maybe he speaks your name, not sharply, not loudly, softly, the way a shepherd might speak to a frightened lamb, the way someone speaks when they do not want to break the quiet, the way love speaks when it knows gentleness is stronger than fear. And hearing your name in that voice, something in you unclenches, because to be known by Jesus is not terrifying, it is restful. He knows your full story more deeply than you do. He knows the beginning, he knows the middle, he knows the parts still unwritten, and he is not afraid of any of it. The stream continues moving in the moonlight. Jesus cups water in his hands and lets it fall back slowly, drop by drop, each sound tiny and clear. Then he looks toward the sky again, where the stars are endless overhead. Perhaps he remembers even now every promise of God spoken through centuries, promises given to wanderers, promises given to barren women, promises given to shepherds, kings, prophets, exiles, fishermen, promises spoken in deserts and dreams and temples and prison cells, promises that seemed impossible and yet were held faithfully by God through long years of waiting. Jesus is the fulfillment of promise, and yet tonight he sits beside a small stream under the stars, close enough to hear breathing, close enough to comfort one tired soul at a time. That is his way, great enough for eternity, gentle enough for one weary heart. Stay in that thought for a while, great enough for eternity, gentle enough for one weary heart. Tonight passes slowly. No need to measure it. No need to stay alert. Just let the story carry you. Jesus rises again and walks along the stream until it widens slightly near a patch of reeds. Frogs murmur softly in the distance. A night bird calls once, then is silent. The moonlight makes a pale path on the water. There is a place there where the bank is soft with grass, and Jesus sits once more, this time leaning slightly against a smooth rock, warmed by the memory of day. The night has become cooler, but not cold. The air is tender. The earth seems to hold its breath in peace. He closes his eyes for a moment, not in weariness alone, though he knows human tiredness, not in escape, but in communion, deep, restful communion with the Father. Even in stillness, even in silence, he is connected to perfect love. Nothing is strained in him. And as you remain near, perhaps you begin to understand that true rest is not emptiness. It is nearness to love. It is being held without needing to prove. It is being known without being rejected. It is being quiet without being alone. Jesus opens his eyes again. They are calm. He does not seem troubled by the darkness because he knows that darkness is never the end of the story. He knows dawn exists even when it is still far off. He knows light cannot be overcome. He knows the Father holds all hours, even the ones that seem longest. That matters tonight, because perhaps some part of you has felt like a long night. Perhaps some part of you has wondered if dawn will come. Perhaps some part of you has been tired of waiting for light. And here is Jesus, sitting peacefully under the stars, as if to say, yes, the night is real, but it is not final. Yes, the dark may feel long, but it is not forever. Yes, you may rest even here. Rest before the answer. Rest before the morning. Rest before everything is understood. Rest in Him. The stream keeps moving. The breeze keeps whispering. The stars remain above, steady and unhurried. And Jesus remains near, always near. If your thoughts drift, let them drift softly back. If your body grows heavier, let it grow heavy. If sleep begins to come, let it come. There is no need to hold yourself awake inside the story. Jesus is still by the water, still calm, still watchful, still full of mercy. And the night around him is deep and kind. Soon perhaps he will rise again. Soon perhaps the story will continue down another quiet path, into another gentle moment beneath the stars. But not yet. For now there is only this peaceful place, this moonlit stream, this holy stillness, this gentle Christ. And you are safe here. Safe to breathe slowly, safe to loosen your thoughts, safe to become quiet, safe to rest. The water moves over stone, the grass bends in the breeze, the stars shine above. Jesus remains near, and everything slows, everything softens, everything becomes still. The night air rests gently over the hillside, and the quiet remains unbroken. Jesus is still near the water, still beneath the sky, still wrapped in that unhurried peace that seems to calm everything around him. Nothing strains, nothing presses, nothing asks to be solved. The world has grown so still that even the smallest sounds feel soft and far away. The stream keeps moving, silver in the moonlight. The reeds sway a little. The breeze passes and then settles. And Jesus remains there, close enough that his presence feels like shelter. If you imagine him now, perhaps he has one hand resting lightly on his knee, the other brushing the grass beside him. His face is peaceful. His eyes are thoughtful, but not burdened. There is a quiet depth in him, like a well that never runs dry, like a place where love has no edge and mercy has no end. And near him everything becomes simpler. You do not need many words here. You do not need to explain the shape of your tiredness. You do not need to straighten every thought before you rest. You only need to be here. Jesus knows how to sit in silence without making silence feel empty. He knows how to be still without becoming distant. He knows how to fill a place with peace, not by force, not by noise, but by presence alone. So you remain nearby, and the longer you remain, the more the quiet begins to feel kind. Not lonely quiet, not uncertain quiet, but kind quiet. The kind that lets a weary mind set down its weight a little at a time. The kind that makes the body feel heavier in a good way, more ready for rest, more willing to soften into stillness, the kind that says, without words, "You are safe now." Jesus looks out across the water again. Moonlight touches the edges of his face and robe. The stream glimmers and slips over stone, steady and patient. It does not rush to arrive. It does not struggle to be anything other than what it is. It simply continues, faithful in its small path through the night. And perhaps there is comfort in that. So much of life asks for striving. So much of the world pushes and pulls and hurries. But here, beside Jesus, beside the water, there is no rush. Only the slow unfolding of a quiet night. Only the steady breathing of earth and sky. Only the nearness of Christ, who is never anxious in his love. After a long stillness, he rises. Not suddenly, not sharply. He stands with the calm ease of someone who belongs to the silence and is not trying to escape it. He begins to walk again, following the stream where it curves between stones and low patches of grass. His steps are light. The hem of his robe moves softly. The ground gives off the faint scent of cooling earth. And you walk with him. There is no effort in following. It feels natural, easy, as though your soul remembers the space. The stream leads toward a wider place where the land opens and the grass is thin. Small flowers grow there, closed now for the night. Their petals are folded inward, waiting for morning. The air is cool against your skin, but gentle, and every now and then a warmer trace lingers where the earth still holds a memory of the day. Jesus walks through this quiet place as though nothing is beneath his notice. He notices the flowers that sleep. He notices the shapes of stones. He notices the breeze turning the leaves. He notices the sleeping birds tucked into branches nearby. And in noticing these small things, he gives them dignity. He shows that the kingdom of God is not only in the grand and the loud, but also in the hidden, the small, the still, the easily overlooked. A sleeping flower, a blade of grass bending in moonlight, a tired heart finally becoming quiet. These are not nothing to him. He continues a little farther until the stream narrows again and disappears between stones. Ahead is a low path leading through a grove of fig trees. Their branches spread gently overhead, and the leaves catch the moonlight in dim silver shapes. The path is shaded there, darker, cooler, but not frightening, only hushed. Jesus enters the grove, and you go with him. The earth beneath the trees is softer now, scattered with fallen leaves and the faint, sweet scent of fruit. Somewhere in the branches above, a night insect sings steadily, its sound thin and rhythmic, almost like a thread sewn through the silence. The grove holds the coolness of shade even at night, and every step inside it seems to draw you farther away from the noise of ordinary worry. Jesus slows, then pauses beside one of the trees. He places his hand against the trunk, rough bark beneath gentle fingers, stillness touching stillness. There is something so peaceful in the way he touches the world, nothing grasping, nothing hard. He is fully present to what is before him, whether a tree, a stone, a child, a stranger, a friend. He is present. And perhaps that is part of why people were able to rest near him, because he truly saw what was before him. He was not distracted by appearances. He was not impatient with weakness. He was not so hurried that he missed the soul in front of him. He saw, and in being seen by him, people softened. So now, under the fig trees, in the dim and holy quiet, imagine being seen by Jesus that way, seen fully. Not only the version of you that others know, not only the face you show in the daytime, but the quieter self, the inward self, the part of you that sometimes feels tired without knowing why, the part that holds old disappointments, the part that hopes and fears and wonders and longs. He sees that part too, and his gaze does not wound it, his gaze gives it rest. The grove deepens around you, the leaves whisper overhead. Jesus begins walking again, and soon the trees thin enough that the sky opens back up. The stars are bright now, scattered wide and clear across the dark. They look ancient and alive, each one burning quietly above the sleeping land. Jesus steps into the open and stops on a low rise. From here, the land stretches gently in the moonlight. Distant hills rest under the sky. A village lies far off, silent and dim. A road winds pale through the dark like a ribbon. Somewhere beyond the hills, the sea breathes in its own slow rhythm, though it cannot be seen from here. And Jesus stands in the middle of it all, completely at peace. Not because there is no sorrow in the world, not because no one is suffering, not because all wounds have already healed, but because he is held in the Father and his love is deeper than fear. This peace is not denial, it is not pretending, it is something stronger, a peace that can remain even when the world is heavy, a peace that does not depend on perfect circumstances, a peace that reaches into the heart and says, "Rest here with me." He lowers himself to sit on the rise, and you settle nearby once more. The grass is cool, the soil beneath it is firm and steady, the sky above feels endless. Jesus lifts his eyes to the stars again, and for a while you simply remain in that shared stillness. No one asks anything of you. No task waits here. No voice intrudes. Only the night, the hillside, the quiet breathing of the world, and Jesus beside you. After some time he speaks. His voice is soft, slow, warm, and he begins telling another story. He speaks of a lamp lit in a small house at night, a simple lamp, nothing grand, just a little flame, quiet and steady, pushing back darkness in a single room. He speaks of how even a small light matters, how darkness does not have to be shouted at to be answered, how a little flame may be enough for the next step, and the next, and the next. His words drift gently into the night, and perhaps you picture it, a small house of stone, a low table, a clay lamp burning with patient light while the rest of the world sleeps. The light touches a cup, a loaf of bread, folded cloth, tired hands at rest. Nothing flashy, nothing loud, just enough light to make the room kind. And maybe, in the calm way Jesus tells it, you begin to feel that his presence is like that lamp. Not harsh, not blinding, just enough. Enough for the room of your heart, enough for this night, enough for one more breath, one more letting go, one more easing into rest. Jesus falls quiet again, and the story settles inside the darkness like a warm ember. The stars remain, the grass leans with the breeze. Far away, perhaps a dog barks once, and then all is still again. The night keeps widening, and you begin to feel how small your worries are beneath this sky, and yet how loved you are within them. Jesus never makes a person feel smaller in a cruel way. He makes burdens smaller, fear smaller, the noise inside smaller, but he never makes the soul feel less precious. Under his care, a person may feel quiet and deeply known at the same time. And that is what this moment is like. Quiet, known, held. After a while, Jesus stands once more and begins descending the other side of the rise. The path here is narrow and edged with wild herbs. Their scent rises when his sandals brush them. Thyme, mint, dry grass, a trace of earth. The smells are clean and gentle, simple as the night itself. At the bottom of the path lies a small field where sheep are sleeping in a loose cluster, watched over by a shepherd not far away. A dim lantern glows near him, low and golden, and the flock rests around it in soft, pale shapes. Some lie curled close together. Some lift their heads briefly as Jesus passes, then settle again. The shepherd sees him from a distance and grows still, as though recognizing something he cannot fully name, something holy and deeply familiar. Jesus does not disturb the flock. He only walks near enough to look at them with that same tenderness. Sleeping sheep, resting creatures, completely surrendered to the dark because they trust the one who watches. And perhaps there is something beautiful in that too. To sleep because one is watched, to rest because one is not alone, to grow still because someone faithful remains awake. The shepherd's lantern flickers softly. The sheep breathe in slow little rhythms. Jesus continues past them, and the field opens into a wide plain washed pale by moonlight. There is so much space here, so much quiet. The plain seems to hold the night like a bowl. Above it, the sky stretches endlessly. Around it, the hills form a soft embrace. The land is neither empty nor crowded, it simply rests. Jesus walks into the middle of that open place and stops. He looks upward, then outward, and for a long moment he says nothing. His silence feels like prayer, deep prayer, the kind that does not need many words because love is already present, the kind that moves below speech, the kind that is felt more than heard. And standing there in the open night, Jesus seems at once very near and immeasurably holy, close enough to walk beside, and yet carrying the stillness of heaven itself, gentle enough for the weary, and yet strong enough to hold all sorrow without breaking. There is no need to understand everything about him now, only to rest near him. That is enough. The wind passes again across the plain. The grasses bend and rise. The lantern in the distant field has become only a tiny glow. The stars burn steadily, and Jesus turns his face toward you with a softness that reaches all the way inward. Perhaps he says nothing. Perhaps he simply looks at you. But the look itself feels like comfort, like being gathered without being touched, like being reassured without being corrected, like hearing in the quiet center of your soul, "You may rest now." He begins walking again, slower than before, as though the night itself has grown even more gentle. The path now leads toward a cluster of low stones where the land rises in uneven shelves. Small pockets of shadow gather there. Moonlight slips through in silver strips. Jesus moves through it easily. He knows the way even in darkness. He does not hesitate at the stones. He does not stumble in uncertainty. He walks with the peace of one who is never truly in the dark, even when the night is deep. And there is comfort in following that kind of peace. You do not need to know every turn of the road. You do not need to see the whole path. You only need to stay near the one who walks without fear. The stones open into a sheltered place, almost like a hidden garden without walls. A little patch of softer earth lies there, surrounded by shrubs and low trees. Moonlight reaches in only partly, making gentle patterns on the ground. The air is stiller here, warmer somehow, quiet in a deeper way. Jesus sits there, and you sit too. This place feels like a pause inside the night, a resting place inside the resting place. No sound but leaves moving now and then. No light but moon and stars. No pressure but the sweet heaviness of growing sleepy. Jesus leans back slightly against a stone, his posture loose with ease. Nothing about him is guarded, nothing in him seems restless. He is so completely at home in the Father's love that even silence becomes refuge around him. And as you sit there together, maybe you begin to notice your own breathing more clearly. Slow in, slow out. Again. Slow in, slow out. The body, when it feels safe, remembers how to rest. The mind, when it is no longer chased, begins to quiet itself. The heart, when it is near gentleness, stops trying so hard to defend its sorrow. And little by little, all of you grows still. Jesus reaches down and brushes aside a few dry leaves from the ground with calm, absent tenderness. Then he draws one finger lightly through the dust, making a simple line, then another, not hurried, not purposeful in any urgent way, only present to the moment. Even this seems peaceful. Even this seems full of patience. Nothing is wasted with him, not a pause, not a breath, not a silent hour under the stars. Everything can become holy in his presence. Even sitting quietly in the dust, even feeling tired, even letting your thoughts drift loose and soft at the edges. He looks up again and begins to speak in that low, soothing way. This time he speaks of a child falling asleep in the arms of a parent, not afraid, not watching the door, not listening for danger, just safe enough to let the body grow heavy and the eyes close. The child does not stay awake to guard the house. The child does not worry over tomorrow's bread. The child does not hold the world together. The child rests because love is near. Jesus speaks of that kind of trust with such gentleness that it begins to feel possible. Not forced trust, not perfect trust, just small trust. Enough to loosen one hand from worry, enough to breathe one little bit deeper, enough to say, for this moment, I do not have to carry everything. The words settle over you like a blanket, and the hidden place among the stones feels warmer now, though the night is cool. A calm warmth, a spiritual warmth, the kind that comes when fear moves farther away and love draws nearer. The leaves overhead whisper again. Far off an owl calls once. The earth remains steady beneath you. Jesus grows quiet, and the quiet itself becomes part of the story. You do not need constant words. Sleep does not need constant words. Peace does not need constant words. Sometimes it is enough to know He is here, here in the stillness, here in the night, here in the parts of you that are finally unclenching, here in the place where thoughts are becoming slower and softer and less sharp around the edges. The stars continue their silent shining. The moon shifts a little higher, washing the shrubs and stones with a pale glow. The hours pass slowly, kindly. No one is counting them. No one is rushing them. Jesus remains beside you as if there is nowhere else he would rather be than with the weary, with the quiet, with the ones learning how to rest. And perhaps that is one of the loveliest things to remember. He is not reluctant in his presence. He is not giving you leftovers of attention. He is not half turned away. He is with you fully, gently, patiently, tenderly. At last he rises once more, and though the movement is slight, it feels as though the story itself is continuing in a deeper hush now. He steps out from the shelter of stones and begins walking toward a low ridge where the first faint paling of the sky is not yet visible, but where the darkness has softened almost imperceptibly, as though somewhere far beyond sight morning is thinking of coming. You follow him up the ridge. The grass is damp now with night moisture. The air is cooler. The stars still shine, but there is the slightest sense of change in the stillness, not bright yet, not morning yet, only the smallest promise that night does not last forever. Jesus pauses at the top. He looks over the sleeping world. His face is calm, and in that calm is a promise too, not spoken loudly, not pressed, simply there. The promise that love remains, the promise that God does not leave the night empty, the promise that even before dawn appears, hope already exists. Stay there with him in that almost hidden promise. Let it be enough. No need to grasp it tightly, no need to analyze it. Only rest near it, the way one rests near a fire, or near water, or near someone trustworthy. Jesus stands quietly on the ridge. The world sleeps below. The wind moves across the grass. And you are safe beside him, safe in the slow passing of the hours, safe in the stillness, safe in the hush before morning, safe in the presence of Christ, who does not rush the dark and does not fear it either. And as the night continues, your thoughts may grow softer still, your body heavier, your breathing quieter, your spirit calmer. Let that happen. Let the story carry you. Let the silence hold you. Let Jesus remain near, steady as the stars, gentle as the breeze, faithful as the coming dawn still hidden beyond the hills. And rest, just rest, because he is here. And he is still walking slowly through the quiet places, still sitting beside the weary, still watching over sleeping fields and silent villages, still filling the dark with a peace that does not need to speak loudly to be real. He is here, and the night is kind, and you may rest now. The quiet continues, soft and unbroken. Jesus remains on the ridge looking over the sleeping land, and the stillness feels deeper now, calmer, heavier in the most peaceful way. The world is resting, and you are resting too. There is no need to move, no need to think ahead, no need to return to anything from the day, only this moment, slow, gentle, safe. The air feels cooler now, brushing softly against your face. The grass beneath your feet holds a faint dampness from the night. The stars are still above, steady and quiet, but something has shifted in the darkness, something almost unnoticeable, as if the night itself is slowly exhaling. Jesus takes a step forward, and then another, not hurried, never hurried. Each step is calm, certain, peaceful. You follow him again. There is no effort in following. It feels natural, like drifting, like being gently carried forward without resistance. The ridge slopes downward into a wide, open valley. The land stretches softly, smooth and quiet, wrapped in darkness that no longer feels heavy, only calm, only still. Jesus walks into that valley, and you walk with him. The ground is soft here. Your steps feel lighter, your body feels heavier, your mind feels quieter. Thoughts that once felt loud begin to fade, like distant echoes, like voices moving farther and farther away until they are no longer needed. Jesus continues walking through the valley. The silence grows deeper. Even the breeze has slowed. Even the smallest sounds feel distant now. And in this deep quiet there is peace, real peace, the kind that does not depend on anything outside of this moment, the kind that simply exists, steady, gentle, present. Jesus slows again, then he stops. In the center of the valley he sits down on the soft ground, not as someone who is tired in distress, but as someone who is fully at rest. He leans slightly back, placing one hand behind him on the earth, the other resting loosely in his lap. His presence feels warm, calm, safe. You settle near him, close enough to feel the quiet, close enough to feel the peace. There is no distance here, no separation, only presence. The valley holds the stillness like a quiet shelter, and for a while nothing is said, only breathing, slow, soft, gentle, in and out. again, in and out. The body begins to release, the shoulders soften, the jaw relaxes, the muscles loosen. The weight you've been holding begins to slip away, little by little. There is no need to hold it anymore. Not here, not now. Jesus looks at the ground beside him for a moment, then gently runs his fingers through the grass. Slow movements, simple movements. Nothing rushed, nothing forced. Even this is peaceful. Everything about him carries rest. Everything about him invites stillness. You do not need to try to relax. You do not need to force calm. You only need to stay here, near him. The longer you stay, the deeper the quiet becomes. The deeper the quiet becomes, the softer your thoughts feel. The softer your thoughts feel, the closer you move toward rest. Jesus lifts his eyes toward the sky again. The stars are still there, but now, very slowly, the darkness between them feels lighter. Not bright, not morning yet, just softer, as if light is beginning somewhere far away, as if dawn is slowly preparing to arrive, even though it is not yet visible. Jesus remains completely calm. He is not waiting anxiously. He is not watching the sky with urgency. He knows the light will come, and because he knows, he rests. That calm certainty, that quiet knowing, begins to settle over you too. You do not need to rush toward morning. You do not need to figure out tomorrow. You do not need to solve anything right now. Just like the sky slowly changes, your rest can come slowly too, gently, naturally, without force. Jesus turns his gaze toward you again, and there is something so soft in his eyes, so kind, so understanding. He does not ask anything from you. He does not expect anything from you. He simply remains with you, fully present, fully peaceful, fully near. And in that presence, you begin to feel it more clearly. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Even in your most tired moments, even in your most quiet struggles, even in the nights that felt long, he was near. He is near. He will remain near. That truth settles gently, like a soft blanket. No pressure, no demand, just comfort. Jesus slowly lies back onto the grass, not in exhaustion, but in complete rest. His gaze remains upward, toward the sky, toward the quiet unfolding of light that has not yet arrived. He rests easily, peacefully, completely. And you can do the same. You can rest. You can let your body sink a little deeper. Let your head grow heavier. Let your breathing slow even more. There is nothing to hold, nothing to fix, nothing to carry, just rest. The valley remains silent, the earth feels steady beneath you, the air is calm, the sky continues its slow, quiet change, and Jesus rests beside you, not distant, not watching from far away, right here, close, present, peaceful. Your thoughts are softer now, slower now, fading gently, like mist disappearing in the early light. There is less to hold on to, less to think about, less to carry, and more space for rest. Jesus speaks again, very softly, so softly it almost feels like the words are inside your own thoughts. Rest now. Not as a command, not as pressure, but as an invitation, a gentle permission. Rest now. And you allow yourself to follow that invitation. Your body grows heavier, your mind grows quieter, your breathing slows even more. The world feels far away, the valley feels safe, the night feels kind, and Jesus remains beside you, steady, gentle, unmoving, faithful. The first faint hint of light begins to touch the far edge of the horizon, barely noticeable, just a soft shift in the darkness. But you do not need to watch it. You do not need to stay awake for it. You can rest before it arrives. You can sleep before the morning. Because peace is already here. Jesus is already here. And that is enough. Always enough. The breeze moves gently once more. The grass shifts softly beneath you. The stars begin to fade, slowly, quietly, without urgency. And everything feels even more still, even more calm, even more ready for rest. Your breathing is slow now, deep, easy. Your body is fully relaxed. Your mind is quiet. And you are safe. Safe in the silence. Safe in the stillness. Safe beside Jesus. He does not leave. He does not rush ahead. He remains, watching, present, calm. And as sleep begins to fully take you, as your thoughts drift away completely, as the world becomes soft and distant, his presence stays, gentle, quiet, steady, like the night, like the breath, like the promise of light that always comes. Rest now. You can let go. You can sleep. He is here, and everything is at peace. The quiet deepens even more. The valley is still, the air is soft, the world feels far away now, almost distant, like something gently fading behind you. Jesus remains beside you, unmoving, peaceful, present. There is no need to open your eyes, no need to return to anything. Just stay here, resting, breathing slowly, in and out, again, in and out. Each breath softer than the one before, each moment quieter than the last. The sky continues its slow change. The darkness is no longer as deep. There is a softness now, a quiet light beginning far beyond the hills. But here, in this place, everything remains calm. Nothing rushes, nothing interrupts, nothing asks anything from you. Jesus is still lying beside you on the grass, still, gentle, resting, as if he is keeping watch without effort, as if his presence alone is enough to guard the peace around you. And it is. There is a feeling now, a deeper feeling of safety, not just around you, but within you. Your body is fully relaxed, your mind is almost silent, your thoughts are no longer forming clearly. They drift, they soften, they disappear, and in their place there is rest. Jesus slowly turns his head slightly toward you. Even without seeing him clearly, you can feel it, his attention, his nearness, his quiet care. He does not wake you, he does not disturb your rest, he simply remains. And that presence feels like protection, like nothing can reach you here, like nothing needs to. The valley holds you, the earth supports you, the air surrounds you gently, and Jesus remains. The first light of early morning begins to grow, still very faint, still very soft. A pale glow touches the far horizon. It spreads slowly, almost unnoticed, like a whisper of light. The stars begin to fade, one by one, quietly, without resistance, without urgency, and still you remain resting. You do not need to wake, you do not need to follow the light yet. You can stay here, in this peaceful space, in this gentle moment. Jesus sits up slowly, carefully, as if not to disturb your rest. His movements are quiet, deliberate, full of care. He looks out over the valley again. The light is growing now, but still soft, still calm, still kind. Morning is coming, but there is no rush toward it, only a gentle arrival. Jesus remains seated beside you, watching, peaceful, still. And even as the world begins to slowly wake, you are allowed to stay resting, to stay in this calm, to stay in this stillness. The breeze moves lightly across the valley, warmer now, softer, carrying the first hint of morning air. Birds begin to stir in the distance, very faint, very quiet, just small sounds, far away, like the world slowly remembering itself again. But none of it disturbs you, none of it pulls you away, because the peace here is deeper than sound, deeper than movement, deeper than time. Jesus looks down at you once more, and there is a quiet kindness in that moment, a deep understanding, a gentle protection, as if he is saying without words, "You can stay, you can rest, you are safe." His presence remains steady, unchanging, unhurried. The light continues to grow, soft gold now touching the tops of distant hills. The valley slowly becoming visible, shapes returning, edges soft but forming, the world gently waking, and still you remain in rest, because peace does not leave when morning comes. Peace remains, Jesus remains. His presence is not only for the night, it is not only for quiet moments, it is constant, steady, faithful. As the light grows, it touches the grass around you, soft warmth, gentle brightness, but it does not overwhelm, it does not rush in. It arrives slowly, kindly, just like everything else in this place. Jesus stands again, quietly, calmly. He looks toward the rising light, then back toward you, and there is no distance in that look, no separation. Even as he stands, even as the world begins to change, his presence remains close, unbroken. You feel it, not with effort, not with thought, just there, a quiet knowing, a steady peace. You are not alone. You will not be alone. He begins to walk slowly across the valley, not away from you, but forward, as if continuing the path, continuing the journey, but never leaving you behind. Because his presence does not depend on distance, it does not fade with movement, it remains, always. The light grows brighter, soft gold spreading across the land, the sky shifting from deep night into early morning, the world waking gently, but your rest remains, your calm remains, your breathing slow, steady, peaceful. Jesus walks through the light now, his figure soft in the glow, calm, unhurried. And even as he moves forward, you feel no loss, only peace, only steadiness, only the quiet truth that he is still with you. The valley is now touched fully by morning. The grass shines lightly, the air feels fresh, the sounds of the world begin to return, but softly, never breaking the calm, and you remain in rest, deep rest, peaceful rest, the kind of rest that does not end suddenly, the kind that carries into sleep and stays. Jesus continues walking, slowly, gently, into the light, but his presence remains, like warmth, like breath, like something held quietly inside you, something that does not leave, something that does not fade. And as sleep fully takes you now, as your body sinks deeper, as your mind becomes completely still, there is nothing left to hold on to, nothing left to do, only rest, only peace, only quiet. Jesus is still near, still present, still gentle, and everything is calm, everything is safe, everything is at peace. Rest now, sleep, he is with you, always. The light has come softly, but your rest remains. Nothing is pulling you away, nothing is asking you to wake. You are still held in that quiet place where peace stays, where stillness continues, where nothing rushes. Jesus is near, not distant, not gone, still near, even as morning touches the land, even as the sky grows lighter, even as the world slowly returns to motion. His presence does not leave. It settles deeper, calmer, gentler, like something that now belongs within you. You remain resting, Your breathing is slow, your body is heavy, your thoughts are almost gone, like soft echoes fading into silence. And in that deep quiet, there is a calm that feels complete. The valley is no longer dark. Soft golden light rests across the grass. The air is fresh, still gentle, still kind. Birds move quietly in the distance, their sounds light, peaceful, almost like part of the silence rather than breaking it. Everything feels balanced, nothing loud, nothing sharp, nothing overwhelming, just a gentle morning unfolding slowly, and you are still resting inside it. Jesus walks a little farther into the light, but not away, never away. His presence remains with you, steady, close, unchanging, even when unseen, still felt, even when quiet, still certain. He does not need to stay in one place to remain near. He is with you, fully, always. You can feel it, not as something you have to think about, not as something you have to hold on to, just there, like breath, like warmth, like calm. Your body sinks a little deeper, your muscles release even more, your face softens, your hands rest without tension. There is no resistance left, only rest, only stillness, only peace. The light grows warmer, touching your skin gently, but it does not wake you, it does not pull you away. It simply exists around you, quietly, like everything else. Jesus' presence feels even more peaceful now, as if the calm of the night has settled fully into your being, as if the stillness has become part of you. Nothing needs to change. Nothing needs to happen next. You are allowed to stay here, in this quiet, in this rest, in this peace. The valley continues to glow softly, the sky brightens slowly, the world wakes gently, but none of it disturbs you, because your rest is deeper than the morning, your peace is deeper than movement, your stillness is deeper than time. Jesus remains with you in that stillness, watching, gentle, faithful, unmoving in his care. You do not need to follow him now. You do not need to rise. You do not need to do anything at all. Just rest, just breathe, just let go. Your breathing is slow, even slower now, soft, deep, natural, in and out, in and out. Each breath quieter than the last, each moment more peaceful. Your mind is completely calm now. No noise, no pressure, no thoughts pulling you in different directions. Only quiet, only stillness, only rest. Jesus' presence feels like a gentle covering, like something surrounding you, protecting you, holding you. There is no fear here, no worry, no weight. Everything that once felt heavy has softened. Everything that once felt loud has quieted. Everything that once felt tense has released. And now there is only peace. The morning continues to unfold. Light fills the valley completely. The sky is soft and open. The air moves gently. The world breathes. And you remain in rest. Deep rest. Peaceful rest. Uninterrupted rest. Jesus is still with you, not moving away, not fading, still present, still calm, still gentle, as if watching over your rest, as if guarding your peace, as if staying until you are fully at ease. And you are, fully at ease, fully safe, fully calm. Your body feels weightless and heavy at the same time. Your mind is quiet and still. Your breath is slow and steady. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to think about, nothing left to hold. Only rest, only peace, only quiet. Jesus remains, always remains. And as sleep deepens completely, as your awareness softens, as everything fades into gentle stillness, you are held, safe, calm, at peace, and there is nothing more you need, nothing at all, just rest, just sleep. He is here, and everything is still, everything is gentle, everything is at peace. The rest continues, softly, gently, unbroken. Nothing pulls you away, nothing disturbs the stillness. You remain in that quiet place where everything has slowed, where everything has softened, where peace has settled deeply. Jesus is still near, not seen with effort, not followed with thought, just present, steady, calm, and moving in his care. The morning light is now full, but gentle. It does not rush, it does not overwhelm, it simply rests across the valley, warm, soft, quiet. The grass glows faintly, the air moves slowly, the world breathes in a calm rhythm, and you remain at rest inside it. Your breathing is slow, even slower now, in and out, in and out. Each breath softer, each breath deeper. Your body is completely relaxed, your shoulders have released, your hands are still, your face is soft. There is no tension left, no holding, no effort, only rest. Jesus remains beside you, as if watching over your sleep, as if guarding this peace, as if nothing could disturb you while he is near, and nothing does, nothing can. The quiet is complete, the calm is full, the stillness is deep. You do not need to stay aware of anything. You do not need to listen closely. You do not need to follow the story anymore. You can drift. You can let go. You can sleep. Jesus does not leave when you stop paying attention. He does not move away when your thoughts fade. He remains, even in your deepest rest, even in your quietest moments, even in sleep. He remains. That truth settles deeper now, soft, certain, unshaken. You are not alone. You are never alone, even here, even now, even in complete stillness. Your breathing slows even more, almost effortless, almost silent, in and out, in and out. Your body feels heavier now, sinking deeper into rest. Your mind is empty of noise, empty of pressure, empty of thought. Only quiet remains, only peace remains, only stillness remains. Jesus' presence feels like warmth, like something steady surrounding you, like something holding everything together without effort. You do not need to understand it, you only need to rest inside it. The world continues softly around you, but it feels far away, distant, unimportant. Everything that once mattered, everything that once felt urgent, has faded, and what remains is peace. Simple peace, deep peace, complete peace. Jesus is still here, still calm, still gentle, still watching, still near, as if time itself has slowed just to hold this moment, as if nothing needs to move forward, as if everything is already enough. You are safe, completely safe. There is no danger here, no worry, no pressure, no need to hold anything together. You can release everything, fully, completely, without hesitation. Let go. Let go of the day. Let go of tomorrow. Let go of every thought still holding on. Let go and rest. Jesus remains, always remains, steady, faithful, unchanging. And as sleep becomes deeper, as your awareness fades completely, as everything becomes soft and distant, His presence stays, quiet, gentle, constant, like breath, like stillness, like peace. You do not need to wake, you do not need to move, you do not need to think, only sleep, only rest, only peace. The valley is quiet, the morning is soft, the world continues gently, but you are at rest, deep rest, complete rest. Jesus is here, and everything is calm, everything is still, everything is at peace. Sleep now, rest deeply, you are safe, always safe. He is with you, always. The stillness remains, soft, deep, unbroken. Nothing changes suddenly, nothing interrupts the peace. Everything continues gently, just as it is. You are resting, fully resting. Your breathing is slow, quiet, effortless. In and out, in and out. Each breath softer than before, each moment deeper than the last. Your body feels completely at ease. No tension, no weight to carry, no need to move. Only rest, only calm, only stillness. Jesus is still near, closer than thought, closer than words. You do not need to look for him. You do not need to reach for him. He is simply here, steady, gentle, unchanging, like a quiet presence that surrounds everything. The morning light rests across the valley now, warm and soft, but it does not disturb your rest. It feels distant, faded, as if your peace exists deeper than the world around you. And it does. You are resting beneath everything now, beneath the noise, beneath the movement, beneath the need to think, beneath the need to hold anything together. And in that deep place, there is peace. Jesus remains with you there, not moving, not leaving, not fading. His presence is calm, constant, faithful, like something that cannot be taken away, like something that has always been there, waiting for you to rest. Your breathing slows again, even softer now, almost silent. In and out, in and out. Your body sinks deeper. Your mind is completely quiet. There are no thoughts pulling you back, no worries rising up, no tension returning, only stillness, only peace, only rest. Jesus' presence feels like a gentle covering, like something holding you in place, not holding tightly, but holding safely. There is nothing to fear here, nothing to protect yourself from, nothing to prepare for. Everything is already calm, everything is already safe. You can let go completely now, even more, even deeper. Let go of awareness, let go of control, let go of holding on. There is nothing you need to manage, nothing you need to remember, nothing you need to do. Only rest. Jesus remains, steady, unmoving, peaceful, as if keeping watch, not with effort, but simply by being present. And that is enough. His presence is enough. The calm is enough. The silence is enough. You are safe, fully safe, completely safe. Your breathing is slow, deep, even. Your body is heavy, relaxed, still. Your mind is quiet, empty, at rest. Everything is as it should be. Nothing is missing. Nothing is needed. Only this moment, only this peace, only this rest. Jesus is here, always here. And as sleep deepens even more, as everything fades into softness, as your awareness gently disappears, his presence remains, like a quiet light that does not need to be seen, like a steady peace that does not need to be understood, like a gentle love that does not need to be held on to. It simply is, and you can rest inside it, completely, without effort, without thought, without resistance. Sleep now, drift deeper, let go fully. You are safe, you are held, you are at peace. Jesus is here, always, and everything is still. Everything is calm. Everything is at peace. The peace continues, soft, endless, unchanging. Nothing rises to disturb it. Nothing enters to break it. Everything remains gentle, just as it is. You are still resting, deeply resting. Your breathing is slow, so soft now, barely noticeable. In and out, in and out, like a quiet rhythm that continues on its own. You do not need to guide it. You do not need to follow it. It simply happens, and you rest within it. Your body feels completely still, completely relaxed, every muscle released, every part at ease. There is no tension left, no resistance, no effort, only rest, only calm, only stillness. Jesus remains with you, not in motion, not speaking, not asking anything, just present, quietly present, like a steady warmth that surrounds you, like something that cannot be removed, like something that does not change. His presence feels even deeper now, not something outside of you, but something you are resting inside of, safe within, held within, completely at peace. The world beyond this moment feels far away, very far, almost forgotten. There are no sounds that matter, no thoughts that remain, no feelings that disturb. Everything has softened, everything has settled, everything has become quiet. You are safe here, fully safe. Nothing can reach you, nothing needs to. Jesus remains steady, faithful, unmoving, as if time itself has slowed to protect this rest, as if everything has paused just for this peace. Your breathing continues, soft, even, slow, in and out, in and out, each breath deeper into rest, each moment more still. Your mind is completely quiet now, no thoughts forming, no questions rising, no need to understand anything, only silence, only peace, only rest. Jesus' presence is calm, unshaken, gentle, like something that holds everything together without effort. You do not need to see him. You do not need to imagine anything. You only need to remain, resting, safe, still. There is nothing left to release, nothing left to let go of. Everything has already softened. Everything has already quieted. Everything has already come to rest. You are fully at peace, completely at peace, deeply at peace. Jesus remains, always remains, not moving, not fading, not leaving. His presence is constant, like breath, like stillness, like something that cannot be taken away. And as sleep becomes even deeper, as your awareness fades completely, as everything becomes soft and distant, there is nothing left to hold on to, nothing left to think about, nothing left to do. Only rest, only sleep, only peace. The quiet continues, the stillness remains, the calm deepens, and you are safe inside it. Jesus is here, always here, and everything is still. Everything is gentle. Everything is at peace. Sleep now, rest fully, let go completely. You are safe, you are held, you are at peace, always. The stillness remains, deep, gentle, unending. Nothing changes, nothing needs to. Everything continues exactly as it is, quiet, calm, safe. You are resting, completely resting. Your breathing is soft, slow, effortless, in and out, in and out, like a quiet rhythm that carries you deeper and deeper into rest. Your body is fully relaxed, heavy in the most peaceful way, still without effort. There is nothing to adjust, nothing to move.